Hey, my name is DJ. I am joining you once again for another Premier League cast today. Today we have Leeds going up against Wolves and taking a look across the lineups here. Maybe an unfortunate day for me to cast my first Wolves game of the season. I've been mentioning it is kind of my goal to get around to every team at some point, and Wolves are an exciting team to cast. I just haven't had the opportunity yet. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I cast them against Man City, although I don't think I did. I'd have to look back at it. Either way, it's a Monday game. I always like casting the Monday games, and today we have two pretty exciting teams. We have Leeds going up against Wolves, so I'll take a look at the lineups here. We are missing a couple players, and I guess that's what I was mentioning. Is Adama Traore, of course, electric player for Wolves, will not be playing today. He is sitting on the bench after being pretty involved in the Spain setup for the international break. So Nuno Espirito Santo deciding to give him a rest this week. But we'll take a look at the rest of the players. Also a missing player for Leeds, Liam Cooper, one of their captains, their captain in the center back position, will be missing the game today with a bit of a groin strain, I think. So he'll be replaced despite being in the starting lineup there. And I heard that through the broadcast. It sounds like he kind of tried to warm up and wasn't feeling it. So it'll be Stroik will take his position in central defense here. But we'll go through the Leeds team here. So Meslier will take up his position in goal. Luke Ayling, Robin Koch. It'll be Stroik in the back, along with Stuart Dallas making up the back four. Calvin Phillips, Rodrigo, Spanish international, will be getting his first start here today for Leeds, alongside Matthews Click in the midfield. And Jack Harrison back in the side after not being allowed to play against his former team, his lone owners, I guess, Man City. Patrick Bamford and Elder Costa will make up the front three here. So very interested to see Rodrigo playing here today, getting that start. Is the club record signing for Leeds and will be kind of operating in that attacking midfield position. He is much more of a connecting striker and attacking player than maybe a finisher in his own right, and is part of that Spanish national team setup. But again, an exciting team that presses incredibly high, goes after the ball on defense. It can also score goals. Patrick Bamford has looked better than a lot of analysts would have given him credit for at the beginning of the season, and we'll see if they can keep it up today against this Wolves side, who have Rui Patricio in goal. Back three of Willy Boley, Connor Cody, and Max Kilman going to be getting the start here today. Across the outside wing backs, looks like really Saiss on the wing back. We'll take a look at the lineup, but I highly doubt Saiss is the left wing back here. I think Kilman is the left wing back, so I think Futmob has that one a little mixed up there. I would bet it's Saiss, Connor Cody, Willy Boley in the back three, with Semedo and Max Kilman as the outside wing backs. Leander Dendonker and João Moutinho going to be making up the midfield duo, with Pedro Neto, Raul Jimenez, and Daniel Podence across the front three here. So no Adama Traore once again. Nelson Semedo will occupy that right wing back position. Podence and Neto will get the start today. One of them usually is sacrificed in favor of Traore here. But a strong lineup nonetheless from Wolves, and of course a very solid team, finishing just outside the Champions League positions last year. Our Europa League side this time around once again. So this will be a fascinating matchup. Wolves, typically a team that likes to have some form of possession, can also counterattack very well. And Leeds have that high pressure style, so I'm interested to see how these two setups interact with each other. One thing to look at here is that Bamford is the highest striker often, but Elder Costa and Jack Harrison usually push pretty high and can be fairly aggressive, at least one of them. So I'm interested to see how the front three match up with the back three of Wolves, if they drop Costa or Jack Harrison off to kind of provide a more supportive winger role. That's the sort of thing that tends to be a little difficult for back threes to defend. The three defenders typically like to match up against three of the opponent's strikers. That's kind of what the system's designed to do. Typically, it's often said that you are, a player surplus for no reason when you have three defenders against two strikers in that area. But we'll see how it operates. They certainly will have the outside wing backs to defend in that midfield space, but technically are outnumbered there. But very used to playing against a system like Leeds, I would say at this point. They are very well versed in their 3-5-2. So I am predicting probably a 2-1 win here is for Wolves is what I'm going to guess. I could see a lot of score lines. I could see 2-2. I could see a lot of possibilities. I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves. Despite missing a Dom, I think they'll have what it takes to break down Leeds a couple times, and I think they'll do enough. But keep your eyes on Rodrigo here today starting. He's a very good player. Is very good at supporting attacks and creating assists, or being the pass that leads to the assist. Basically there to break open defenses, and keep your eyes on him in his first start here. I think he could kind of be the pivot, or sort of the big role for Leeds if they do come out on top here in this match. Just going to make sure my desktop audio is off. Okay, it is. I recently actually started to, just a couple casts ago, I would used to have the broadcast like on mute, basically, while I was listening. I just kind of wanted to do my own thing. I tried it a couple times where I've had the broadcast like unmuted, but had my desktop audio off so nobody can hear it. So I can listen to it while I'm doing my casts. We'll see if I like it, but I like to at least experiment with it to kind of see how each one feels. So that's what we're going with today. We are getting set to get started here. Teams in their last huddles, getting ready for this one. Once again, Nuno Espirito Santo, coach of Wolves. We have Marcelo Bielsa, coach of Leeds here today. So again, keep your eyes on Rodrigo in the attack for Leeds. Keep your eyes on their pressing system in defense. And then Daniel Podence, Pedro Neto, and of course Raul Jimenez, the dangerman for the side of Wolves. And João Moutinho, as always, will be the deep line playmaker for them. So keep your eyes focused there. And I'll let you know about the Roman Saiz Max Kilman thing as we start here. Whistle has been blown. Teams are taking a knee for the support of the Black Lives Matter movement. I'll move this down a little bit and we will get started with this one. Wolves in their Portugal kits here today. Of course, the joke always being Wolves have a lot of Portuguese players on their team and have a very close connection with Jorge Mendes, sort of the super agent, also very a Portuguese super agent. So have a lot of players from there. And these kits are very reminiscent of a Portugal home kit. So are in their Portugal kits. Leeds are in the white kits, moving left to right now. And Luke Ayling here going to move this one out for Leeds after Raul Jimenez unable to chase the one down. So we'll keep an eye here. It is actually Saiz playing at the left wing back position. So FootMob has it right. Max Kilman will be in that back three. So very interesting position here for Saiz. Not one that he is typically used to. He's most often in that back three and not the most prolific crosser, but we'll see how he plays today in that role. So this one gone out for a goal kick here. Start this one. As we can see, this is Strike. I'm gonna mess his name up a couple times. Strauk, I think, is in for Liam Cooper. So that one is, so you can see it has been updated there on FootMob. So he is the starting center back there, Strauk. Wolves going to control this one off their own goal kick. Kilman and Cody playing in between each other. This one going to go out for a throw-in on the far right side. As we were talking about Saiz, the main couple choices, Johnny has been out since the beginning of the season. They did have Ruben Vinagre, but was apparently not up to snuff for the side of Wolves. They did loan him out. They signed Marçal in from Lyon, but he not quite fit enough for this one. I would expect him to be the starter at that left wing back position in the long term, but Saiz going to be a little bit in a little bit of an unfamiliar position today, but we'll see how he does perform out there. Leeds in possession of this one now. This one moved over to Strauk. He'll look up the left-hand sideline. It's cut back. It's Coke. Out to Ayling. Ooh, great ball in here behind for Click. Here's Elder Costa in behind the back line, and a good block out there from Connor Cody. Very nice pass from Matus Click early on here. He is an extremely creative player. You can see waits for that challenge from Kilman, just slips it right in between his legs into the path of Elder Costa, who's in behind Saiz there. Very nicely done from Click. An incredibly composed midfielder, someone who always seems to know where the right pass is, has short, medium, and long range in his locker for the passing. Calvin Phillips now on the ensuing corner kick here. So that one was knocked away by Cody. This one is short, not going to beat the first man. That will be Raul Jimenez heading away. Podence asking Jimenez to guard Calvin Phillips. There will be lifted back into the corner of the box. Dallas will flick it on. It's inside. Here's an attempt from from Bamford. But he's leaning back there on his left foot and can't quite get the contact he wants. It floats a little bit wide there and never really challenging Patricio at all. You see, just a little bit off balance. It's very hard to beat Premier League goalkeepers when you are backing away like that and just kind of has to throw his leg at it instead of really getting the power on it that he wants. But decent early start here from Leeds. A good attack with their first attempt, sprung by that very nice through ball from Matus Click. Talked about keep an eye on him. And Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips much more the deep-lying playmaker, the one to bring possession out for the team. Click and Rodrigo, the two designed to create and finish the attacks. Again, Click has a huge passing range, is very composed on the ball. We've seen less of Rodrigo so far in the Premier League, but definitely one of the creative players in this Leeds lineup. Can open up defenses with his passing and insight. Here's a quick free kick taken here in behind towards Ayling. It's a good idea, but just goes a little bit too far for him. He has to get a weak cross that's eventually dealt with by the Wolves defense at the second time of asking here, and it will end up in the hands of Rui Patricio. Do like the effort here. Calvin Phillips sees that run from Ayling early, but he just overruns him a little bit. He has to reach for the cross, doesn't get enough on it, and Semedo is able to clean that one up easily enough. Speaking of Nelson Semedo's summer edition here for Wolves from Barcelona, occupying that right wing back position that was vacated by the departing Matt Doherty, now over at Tottenham. Semedo not necessarily renowned for his attacking qualities and had a bit of a rough season last year with Barcelona, highlighted, of course, by that very humiliating game against Bayern Munich in which, blanking on the name here, and I don't know why. Holy crud. Why am I blanking? Help me. Thank you, Alphonso Davies. In which Alphonso Davies really gave him the runaround in one or two plays in particular. But does defend well here. This one coming out for another training ground routine. This one headed back inside. Bamford is in. He scored, but it looks like he is going to be offside. So very creative effort here from Leeds. Definitely something they worked on the training ground here. But Bamford is offside. You can see, yeah, he's very offsides. It's very extremely clear here. So shouldn't even really need a VAR check, but do like the effort. That one. Corner kick taken to the edge of the 18-yard box, and instead of taking the strike, Jack Harrison there actually heads it back in for the waiting Bamford, but fortunately Bamford did not stay with the defensive line of Wolves, who pushed up very quickly there, and he is very clearly offsides on the rebound. Meslier going to knock this one long to the left-hand side. Semedo up to win that one. It will go out for a throw-in. And decent start here from Leeds. They've had most of the control. No real chances as of yet, but have had the ball in the opposition box a couple of times, a couple of corners coming their way. Wolves really yet to get into the game or get on the ball. So they do win back possession here in their attacking half. This one coming off of Jack Harrison. The ensuing throw coming into Jimenez. Tries to leave it for Den Donker there. It doesn't come off, but it will come all the way back to the defensive line. This one cleared up the field. Podence going to give chase here, but Koch has the position. He will step on this one, turns away from Podence. Good pass up the field here. We'll find Click. Click with some time to look up here. Has Ailing to his right. That pass leaving Ailing a little bit short, and that's a great sliding tackle there from Neto, but is unable to retain possession, so Click will find it once again. Looks back up the line for Ailing. Good combination with Costa. Oh, great pass here from Rodrigo. Costa has to turn back, though. Oh, and a great move from Costa. He's taken out in the box. The referee has not blown for a penalty. This one will certainly be reviewed. I think it has to be here. This is excellent build-up play here between Costa and Rodrigo. Costa fakes it, comes inside, and oh yeah, I do think he's made a meal of this one. Moutinho sticks his leg, and then, oh, it's close actually. It's not much of a challenge, and there's not a lot of contact, but you can clearly see the knees knock there between Costa and Moutinho. Moutinho definitely doesn't leave his leg in the challenge, but I'm a little surprised this one hasn't been reviewed. As here's the cross in. Rodrigo goes up to head this one, but it's a little bit on the top of his head, and it will sail harmlessly over the crossbar there. So the chance has gone here for Leeds, but once again looking very strong in the opening 10 minutes here. An excellent combination play there between Rodrigo and Costa, almost resulting in a penalty. Costa, of course, a long-time Wolves player, spent multiple seasons with the Wanderers. Just this year, getting this transfer to Leeds as Wolves brought in some different reinforcements for their lineup, now up against his former side, and will certainly be looking for something to prove here tonight and continue the good run of results for Leeds at the start of the season. They have been such an exciting addition to the Premier League. Their high-pressure style really proving a challenge for even a lot of Premier League stalwarts. That 4-3 result to Liverpool at the start of the year, the very first match of the season, raising eyebrows, getting a 1-1 draw last week against Manchester City. Of course, the two top teams in the Premier League for multiple seasons here, as Podence just finds a little bit of a hand to the face here. Just incidental contact with Phillips, and will draw a free kick. But also winning their game against Fulham, so have started the season very well for themselves, and as mentioned, have caught the intrigue of a lot of fans, analysts, anyone who really watches the Premier League. Really probably the most exciting team coming up since Wolves were the last team to come up and stick it and get stuck right into the Premier League, rising up the table, finishing in the top half, and Leeds seen as the next possible team to be able to do that, or at least contest for top half. Sheffield United, of course, doing something similar last season, and quite a miraculous run with their overlapping center back style there under the tutelage of Chris Wilder. It's actually, a little bit of blood drawn here. You can see it's sitting on the thumb there of Podence. So maybe not just a hand there, maybe caught an unfortunate nail right above the nose. And he's protesting, but there's really nothing in it. Calvin Phillips just has his hand up trying to pull back Podence a little bit. It's a simple foul. There's nothing really in it. It's just an unfortunate incident there, I would say. But will need to get cleaned up here, and that is the reason for the 2-minute stoppage. But yeah, Wolves, one of the most exciting teams to come up when they made their rise from the Championship. And were very good in their first season. Have only gotten better since their arrival in the Premier League. Now a pretty well-established top 7 or 8 side in the Premier League, and always competitive with all the top teams. Leeds potentially the next ones up in line after, again, that Sheffield season last year. Sheffield, of course, not having quite the start to the season as they did last year. A bit of a struggle, just picking up their first point yesterday against Fulham, a game that they probably would have liked to win, of course. Fulham had yet to pick up a point as well. So a lot of people believing Sheffield may not have the same sticking power that a team like Leeds and Wolves have, but only time will be able to tell here. Wolves certainly have shown it. Leeds will have the chance over this season to stay up, in the next couple of seasons if they do, to prove that could be correct. Game finally going to get restarted here, and will be Cody sending this one out to the right-hand side. It's cleared up the line by Semedo, but that one a little too far to even be worth chasing for Podence. Will be a goal kick here to Leeds. Restarting this one short. It's out with Ayling. Clicking Rodrigo. See Rodrigo dropping very deep here. Accidentally skews that pass a little bit. Doesn't quite get any curl on it, but no harm done. It will not trail out for a throw-in. Does force it all the way back to Meslier. He's going to loft this one back out for Ayling. Ayling confident there. Able to bring it down. Calvin Phillips now looking up the line. His pass does not quite get over Saiz. But Ayling will connect well with Rodrigo, who's looking through the lines here towards Bamford. It's well read by Cody. Ends up getting that one about halfway away. And Willie Bally now will complete the clearance. But headed down by Strauch there. And Leeds certainly in the ascendancy here. Certainly the team in possession, trying to find a way through. Wolves still trying to find a way into this game, trying to get on top of the ball. This one a little bit high for Jack Harrison there, but his header does stay down. Allows it to be collected by Rodrigo. Now into Calvin Phillips. He'll loft this one out to the right-hand side. Ayling brings it down on the chest. Faced up with the defender here and loses out to Podence and then kind of runs him over. Will be a free kick. So Podence down on the ground a couple times here, and that's going to be a yellow card for Ayling very early on here, just 14 minutes into the match, and I'm a little surprised at that one. I didn't see a whole lot in this one. He takes a big touch and Podence pokes it away. Ayling definitely comes through the player, but there's really no intent in it. It's not a breakaway by any, or a counterattack by any stretch of the imagination. So very surprised there. The referee is elected to book Ayling for that challenge so early on in the match here. I think it's a bit harsh against the Leeds right back here. He's apologizing here to Podence. This one has gone out for a throw-in to Wolves here. Ayling and Koch dealing with Raul Jimenez here. Koch left to deal with the striker. He'll go up over Jimenez. Head this one back out for another throw-in. Pretty slow start to the game here today. Only real chances or development of play coming from the side of Leeds. Wolves still really to find their footing in this match. Do now have it in the attacking half as Jimenez has controlled it. Nice cutback. Gets by Elder Costa here. Good sliding challenge, though, from Stuart Dallas. Will knock this one away. Goes up the line. Bamford flicks it inside. Rodrigo, good back heel into the path of Click. He sees Bamford over the top. That one just going to stay inside. Bamford with the first time cross. It sticks to Rodrigo, who's inside the box. Sets it for Elder Costa. He will shoot. Might have been a slight deflection there. Doesn't look like there was, and it will just be a goal kick, but another excellent attack here from Leeds. Good combination play in midfield. Another beautiful ball over the top from Mateusz Click. This early cross from Bamford picks out Rodrigo, who finds the right pass with Elder Costa, but just doesn't quite make the contact he's looking for. A little bit off to the right-hand side of the ball, and he drags it a little bit wide of that left-hand post. Now the goal kick going to be flicked on here by Den Donker. Selected in that midfield role today. Tempted ball in behind for Jimenez. Not be successful here, but picked off. Ball one kind of bouncing around until it's finally settled by Click. Meslier will lob this one forward. Aerial duel lost by Rodrigo there to Donker, winning it. Podence trying to flick this one over the head of Koch. Loses out to the big center back. Leeds will recollect possession. Podence chasing down Meslier here, but Meslier, confident with his feet, will swing it out to Jack Harrison. He is forced up the line. Willie Bally will intercept that one. Now Moutinho back to Bally. Then Donker now. Cody. Out to Kilman. Wolves finally getting a decent amount of time in possession here. Hasn't really amounted to attacking possession, but will feel good for them to have the ball at their feet and finally be able to dictate the tempo of the match. And just as I say that, Cody launches one forward for Potence, and that's easily won back by Coke there. Fortunately, they do poke it off of Click's feet, courtesy of Moutinho, and they'll have it back with Bolly. Neto checking in, but defender tight onto him, will be forced backwards. Finally, Kilman driving forward here. Will look in behind for Potence, but the pass far too early for him. Coke reading it all the way. It will dribble harmlessly into Meslier's hands. Game will be restarted here by Leeds. 18 minutes into this one, still not really a shot on target to speak of. Leeds certainly have had the better of the possession thus far, as Click now with it. Passes out to Ayling. Ayling looks in behind for Elder Costa. That one read very easily by Den Donker, trying to hold off Costa. Will knock it off the Leeds man, and it will be a throw-in over to the side of Wolves. Oh, hey, Spurs. Sure. Hi, Gemma. Glad to see you back in the chat today, Spurs. Appreciate the tune-in. Hope you've enjoyed the stream so far. Throw-in comes back in here. That one will be launched forward by Wolves. Dallas flicks it forward, but it's a little too far for Harrison. It's brought down now, and Semedo can't win this one. Eventually, it's Harrison collecting, but he passes it right back to Semedo. Now, Bolly. Semedo not seeing a lot of options. Will drive forward, gets past one, but cannot get by Dallas, and that one poked off of his foot. Now, back into Leeds possession. Ayling going to look wide here to Costa. Costa moves it forward as far as he can. Looks in behind for Rodrigo, but two not on the same page there. Rodrigo's run a little bit late, and he will not get to that one. It will go out for a goal kick here. Take a look at some of the bench players here for Wolves. Looks to be getting a little bit colder in England, as it is here in Chicago. Jackets are out, gloves are on the bench these days. Sitting at about 55, 50, or between 50 and 55 degrees here in Chicago as well. So everyone's starting to feel the chill of the approaching winter season. So this one restarted here by Patricio. It's Moutinho bringing it down. Jimenez chased by Strauch. So it'll come back to Cody. And he goes all the way back to Patricio, who will look for a long clearance. This one going to be contested by Den Donker, who will win that fairly easily against Phillips. But crowded out by multiple Leeds defenders. Strauch comes away with it and finds Meslier. Ayling taking his time to move this one forward. Rodrigo's come back for it again. We'll look back to Ayling, but that pass a bit wayward there from the Spanish international. Will just creep out of bounds in front of Ayling. It's a throw-in over to Wolves. This one into the feet of Jimenez, trying to fight off Coke, but loses out that battle. Leeds will have it back. Leeds have been very much in control of the ball in this game. Quick to nip it back from the side of Wolves when they do have it. And I can't agree with you there, Spurs. Fall is my favorite season, so I have to hold on to this kind of temperature while I can. Towards the end of this month, it'll rapidly drop down to closer to, freezing, and then in the 20s and 10s in Chicago here. So I do love the 45 to 55 degree weather. It is a nice place for sure. And that's, I guess, we're Fahrenheit here, which I wish we were Celsius. You know how our measurement system is in America is a little screwy sometimes. So Wolves back in possession of this one after the throw, but Potence's first touch is poor, and he will claw down Ayling there. Pretty easy foul call. Ayling looking for a little more of hoping for a yellow card here. Again, I mentioned Ayling booked in the 14th minute for a foul on Potence. Bit of an aggressive yellow card in my opinion, so Ayling may be wondering if That's a similar offense on Podence. Referee not agreeing with the Leeds defender there. Here's Koch. Back over to Strauch. Gonna move this one out to Dallas. Leeds happy to be patient here. Again, they have had the bulk of the possession, and they've had a couple of moments where they've been able to string passes through the Wolves defense. So certainly not feeling impotent with their possession. They have been able to create decent attacking opportunities, though they haven't really resulted in any shots on target or chances as of yet. They have certainly been dangerous. Harrison here called for the foul on Semedo. This one will be a free kick to Wolves. So still waiting for our first real breakthrough of this match. We, again, have yet to have a shot on target from either side. No goals, of course, if you don't have any shots on target. Is Patricio going to restart this one? Wolves still sort of finding their feet, looking a little bit lethargic in their play in general today. Leeds certainly the more energetic of the two sides, but even their high pressure has looked a little slower than in some of their other matches. I called their last match against Manchester City, and that was an absolute banger in terms of tempo, despite there only being 2 goals, a 1-1 draw. It was a breakneck match. The pressure from both teams was absolutely throttling. They were forcing mistakes, forcing bad passes. The game felt like it was on a knife's edge the entire time, and it felt like despite the 1-1 scoreline, it could have been 3-3, 4-4, really any score. Such was the energy of that match, and not really feeling the same thing here today. But I think Leeds will still be happy that they feel they are the team in control of this match and the more likely to score that opening goal we are looking for. Meslier going to get this one started again, out to Ayling. Meslier has been very good with his distribution so far today, picking out teammates even in the very small pockets of space, pockets that maybe a lot of other keepers would not attempt. Is Ayling going to clip this one in towards Bamford, but he overshoots his striker. Semedo brings it down, tries to shift it outside of Harrison, looks up the line, but Neto actually going to be there second to Dallas, and Dallas nipping in ahead will be fouled by Neto. It will be a free kick here in a pretty decent position for Leeds. The Europa League game on Thursday. Yeah, I could consider it. I don't think I have anything scheduled for Thursday. I'll double check my Twitch schedule. I know I'm doing Champions League matches tomorrow and Wednesday, but yeah, I don't think I have anything scheduled for Thursday. So I will probably take you up on that. Here's Phillips swinging this one in, headed away by Cowdy. The clearance finished by Semedo. Here's Podence coming away with it. He's going to flick this one into the path of Neto, and here's a little room to run here for Wolves. Jimenez getting himself into the box. Neto looking for his options here, but the cutback is a little too long, and Leeds able to get in and nip that one away from Neto, and he ends up fouling the retreating player. Looks like Ayling in this case. It's a good counter for Wolves, but unfortunately for them, only really one player in the box. You can see Jimenez here streaking up the field is the only option for Neto, and by the time he gets his head up and tries to find another pass, too many Leeds defenders have come back, and they're able to poke that one away from his feet. So decent passing on that counter, but not streaking forward fast enough. And it's really hard to connect when your striker is your only option. Now Leeds coming away with it again. Calvin Phillips in possession. Wolves happy to just let him have it here at the bottom side of the center circle. See, they're sitting a bit of a deeper line, pressing right around half field here as Koch forced it up to Strauch, but allowed to go into the half once again. Here's Neto now back to defend this one. This one deflecting, and that will go out for a goal kick, actually. Last coming off of Jack Harrison. So Wolves very happy to allow Leeds to have this possession. It looks like they may be set up or intending to try to win on the counterattack. So despite them not having the possession and looking a little bit lethargic, may be part of the game plan here. Again, it is fairly hard to possess the ball against Leeds when they do go up against teams like Man City. They press extremely high. They throw bodies at the ball. They try to force you into mistakes, essentially skill check you, make you say, hey, we can play through you. And maybe Wolves not feeling comfortable with that sort of play style and instead opting to allow Leeds to have the ball so that when they have it, they can look for counters instead of more prolonged possession. So I'm thrown into Jimenez. It's up the line, controlled by Neto. It's forced to come back to Semedo, and Semedo under pressure from multiple players. Moutinho launching this one long up the line. Great control here from Neto. Looks inside, has Podence, but finally finds Den Donker streaking forward. Sorry, that was Jimenez, but Jimenez crowded out once again. Though good interception here from Bali will win the ball back. Now Bali, pretty far forward, will look into the feet of Jimenez. Able to hold on to that one. It's out to Neto. Podence the only member in the box. Now a couple players streaking forward, but his cross blocked by Stuart Dallas. Ball won back there by Moutinho. He does get the deflection off of Bamford. It will be a throw-in to Wolves. So still looking for our opener here, and I think it's an opening goal that we really need to inject some life into this match. Leeds, again, has all of the possession and has had most of the tempo, but you can feel the game slowing, and I think that may be what Wolves want in this match, just to kind of deaden it a little bit and look for the goal on the counterattack. But it has deadened the intensity of this match a little bit. There's a click moving around to this one. Will combine with Elder Costa. Tries to look back inside, but that one blocked by Moutinho. Does come back to Ayling, who finds Phillips. Now it's over to Dallas. Young Bolus has arrived indeed. How do you do today, Young Bolus? Jack Harrison trying to take on Semedo. Stuart Dallas, good clipped pass into Harrison. Good combination play here at the top of the box. Harrison tries to leave it for Dallas. Comes away with it. Now click. Heads back. There's a decent amount of Leeds players around the box here. Elder Costa heads this one back down into the box, but it's blocked away here first by Den Donker. Clearance finished by Cody. Elder Costa now throwing into Ayling. Ayling left-footed. Cross to Rodrigo. Rodrigo back to Ayling. This one's swung in now. Headed away by Bully. Check Harrison now. Into click. Harrison's on sides. This one going to be launched into the box. It's a pretty good cross, but headed away. It comes to Ayling. Shot on target, blocked. This one hoofed away by Saiz, but only as far as Ayling once again. His header backwards finds the feet of Moutinho. His pass away does not connect with Podence, and Leeds have it once again. You can feel the pressure starting to mount here a little bit. Phillips moves this one out wide. Harrison. Yeah, Young Bolus is an Arsenal fan, Spurs, so you guys have fun. This one swung in by Ayling. Connects on the header as Rodrigo, but that one going to go wide of the goal mouth there. Not quite enough power on that cross for Rodrigo to really guide it. He had needed to generate a little bit of his own power and wasn't quite able to do it here. You can see he ends up a little bit underneath that cross. Leeds once again in possession off of the Wolves goal kick. That one intended for Rodrigo's intercepted by Semedo. Now coming all the way back to Rui Patricio. He'll knock this one out wide. Headed forward by Den Donker, but Leeds once again winning it back. Here's Coke. Sliding this one over to Strauch. Now Stuart Dallas into Matus Click. Good ball in behind here for Harrison. He's defended by Semedo. Good block here from the Portuguese. That one headed away by Willy Bolly. See, 68% possession here for the side of Leeds. 6 shots to none. So, as I mentioned a couple times, you can see how this match is going tempo-wise, but still, none of those shots really on target, and not a great chance yet for Leeds to speak about. I think the reason for Traore not playing is probably the fact that he played in every single match for Spain during the international break. Don't think I read about anything with a fitness issue. It's something that happens a decent amount with Wolves. Let's hold on here as Podence moving forward here. Good work from Jimenez to find him. Not a lot of support, though. He's forced to cut this one back. Finds Moutinho. Now then Donker. So it happens decently often. You know, every 3 or 4 matches last season, Nuno would rotate him just to make sure he's fit and feeling good. He basically does what like Newcastle probably should do with St. Maximin, but really can't afford to do, just to make sure those guys aren't picking up small knocks and are just feeling healthy. Again, with Wolves being in Europa League, he just likes to try to rest Traore every like 4 matches or so, and I think because he played every international match, that's why he's probably getting the rest. Which is unfortunate for me, because he's on my fantasy team, but I have a lead right now, so I'm hoping that Saiss doesn't put up 20 and we should be fine. Corner here for Wolves, their first real decent attack of the game. We'll see what they can do here. Big stack of players, 5 in the box. A bit of a line here, trying to win some space. This one goes short to Jimenez, and his shot, unfortunately, goes high and wide. Doesn't quite get the contact. He goes underneath the ball, and that one goes straight skyward. You like the idea there. Decent corner kick routine. Jimenez is open there at the near post, but just has to contort his body a little bit too much and can't get the contact to get that one on target. Ailing now inside to Phillips. Leeds once again with possession. 35 minutes into this one, still yet to see a goal or a decent shot on target. Koch lofting this one over the top, but Bamford cannot get on top of that one, and Patricio will collect. Here's Bully. Into Dendoncker. He's clipped by Calvin Phillips there. Will be a foul on the Leeds man. Just going to go over and apologize as we take a look at the replay here. Yep, bit of a late challenge. Just comes through the back of the left leg for Dendoncker. That one will be a little painful, but should be no worse for wear and simple foul call. This one started back up by Cody. Going to go straight down the middle here, but easily handled by Koch. Very composed there. Flicks that one back into the hands of his goalkeeper. Probably got a call there from Meslier that he was looking for that one to be flicked back, but well handled by the Leeds center back. Now Strauch with it, moving it out to Dallas. Bit of a slow end to what was another chaotic Premier League weekend here this time around. We'll see if this match does have some life in it at some point, but certainly not the energy that we saw as this one flicked away by Kilman this time. Saw multiple 3-3 results this weekend. A lot of goals scored, a lot of chaotic finishes. Ailing now to Phillips, clipping this one over the head of Semedo. Cross back in by Harrison. It's a great ball and excellent defending there by Cody. Very dangerous opportunity there created by Leeds. As this pass from Jack Harrison is excellent. Clipped pass from Phillips. Harrison drills it on the volley into the center of the box, and it's just a little bit behind Bamford, but it does get in behind all of the defenders for Wolves, with the exception of Connor Cody there, who does just enough to knock it away. Yes, they can, and as a Man U fan who once had Mourinho as a coach, I know how that feels too. This one coming off the hand of Moutinho will be settled for a Leeds free kick. This one quickly restarted to Coke. Shifted over to Strauch. Now it's with Dallas. He's moving this one forward slowly. Into Rodrigo. Phillips now. Carried a little bit by Raul Jimenez. That'll forces it back to Coke. Great pass into the feet of Rodrigo. He shifts this out wide to Harrison. Looks in behind for the run of Dallas. Dallas gets a cross away, but it's on the ground. Willie Bally reads it the whole way and will knock that one away. Stuart Dallas will restart this one. It's into the feet of Harrison. Back to Dallas. Goes inside to Click here. Two defenders surrounding him. We'll go back out. Here's the cross from Harrison. Deflected. Back into Harrison's feet. Trying to win this on the end line and will win a corner kick. So well played there by Harrison. Earns his team another chance. So here's Calvin Phillips on the far corner here. This one will swing in. Going to go to the top of the box again. This time it's a shot from Harrison. Deflected off of a Wolves player. Will go out from another corner. It's the second time Wolves have been a little caught out by the short pass to the top of the box here. The first time Harrison headed it into the path of Bamford, who was offsides. Here's the second corner kick. This one actually swung in. Comes to the back post with Rodrigo. He shoots. This one's on target, but it's right at Patricio, and he's able to hold. Finally, we get our first shot on target, but not enough to beat the Wolves goalkeeper there. So still deadlocked at 0-0 here, but another decent chance for Leeds. And as mentioned, they have certainly been the superior side in this first half, just don't quite have the goal to show for it. But that chance fairly dangerous. And now I've had a couple here that have resulted in some decent shots. Calvin Phillips going to swing this one out to Jack Harrison. Strauch moving this over to Coke. Coke going to dribble slowly forward, waiting for some pressure. We'll shift it out to Ayling. Ayling cuts back inside, looks to Phillips. Back out to the right, Elder Costa. Phillips. Leeds just trying to find an option. You can see how many players Wolves have behind the ball. Only Jimenez available up the pitch. So really looking for this counter-attacking game. Calvin Phillips clipping this one out to Stuart Dallas. Sorry, this is Click actually out here on the far touchline. Looks back to Phillips. Clips this one into the box. Headed away by Kilman. Ayling will collect. Looks back here for Strauch. Flipped over to Harrison. Harrison swings this one in. Easily cleared by Bally. Semedo tries to connect here with Dendoncker, but Phillips is first to that one, and Leeds will eventually win possession back. Calvin Phillips going to swing this one over to Ayling. Ayling now out to Costa. Costa tries to take on Saiz one-on-one. He's stopped partially. It comes out to Ayling. This is a clipped cross, but doesn't get the whip he wants on this one, and it sails behind the crossbar for a goal kick. So 42 minutes gone in this one, still sitting at 0-0. Again, it's been a very slow-paced match compared to some of the matches we have seen this season and this weekend in particular. Leeds still looking to try to break the deadlock. Again, they are the side who've certainly been trying more so. Wolves happy to look for counterattacks, but really have not had very many to speak of. Marcelo Bielsa in his normal crouched position on the sideline, wringing his hands together. Always feel like something going on inside the mind of this incredible coach who has brought Leeds to the Premier League for the first time in several seasons. Here's Ayling once again. Back into Koch. Koch going to swing this one over. Here's Strauch. Looks forward here. Good ball into the feet of Jack Harrison. Harrison cuts it back. That one taken off of him with some help by Podence. Now Semedo's with it. We'll cut it back. Trying to hold off Jack Harrison. He will spin around him. Now moving it up. We'll look for Moutinho. He's in a duel with Elder Costa for possession. Just barely wins out and gets that one over to Saiz, who lobs this one long off the up the left-hand side. Neto going to get to this one first. Defended by Ayling. We'll keep it in play. Neto is forced back by collective pressure from Leeds, and Click just going to bundle Moutinho over here. Will be a foul here as we have just about a minute remaining in regulation. Excuse me. So an opportunity here for the side of Wolves to swing one in. Again, they have not had a lot going on in this match for them so far, so need to try to take advantage of any opportunity. See Neto and Moutinho standing over this one. Looks like they're going to be going deep towards the back post here. Will be Neto. Neto going to swing this one in. Gets a lot of height on it, but out comes Meslier. Will connect with that one and will draw a foul, although I do think he was clipped by his own player there. Sure, the referee has a little bit of a better view of it than I do. I don't think we'll get a replay either, so I'll have to believe him. Good work by the Leeds goalkeeper here. Takes one of the few opportunities. This one down in the right-hand corner here. Kilman going to knock it out for a corner kick. So chance for Leeds here at the very end of the half. Minute 30 remaining in this one. 2 minutes of stoppage time were allotted. We are already sitting at 45-42. So just about a minute 15 now. We will see if Leeds can get the goal they probably deserve here. Here's Phillips. Lobbing this one into the back post. It evades everybody. Goes over the head of Elder Costa as well. Is maintained inside the attacking area, so play will continue here. Minute remaining in stoppage time. Now it goes all the way back to Meslier. He's going to shift it over here to Phillips. Patient play from Leeds. This one clipped forward by Phillips, but it's deflected. Won by Semedo, but only as far as Click. Rodrigo can't quite get that ball back, and now it's with Wolves, headed back to Patricio. Cody decides to take it instead. We'll look out wide to Podence here. Good flick on into the path of Raul Jimenez. He's going to look long. Here's a streaking Dendonkers on top of this one. Jimenez now in the box. Looks for the cross. That one clipped in towards the back post is deflected. Here's the cross back. Here's Podence inside the box. He shoots. Blocked by Meslier. And he will dive on top of the loose ball. And a huge opportunity here for Wolves, who have had almost zero part to play in this first half, to take the lead in the dying seconds, but Podence blocked by Meslier at the doorstep. See it here again. Podence, plenty of time to look at the strike, is kind of forced to shoot towards Meslier's side there because there's a lot of Leeds players blocking his angle to the near post. Meslier sees it all the way, gets enough on it, and dives on top of the rebound. So good work there from the Leeds goalkeeper to take care of the one good chance for Wolves in the half. But we will go into halftime level here at 0-0. Leeds again, the team with all the control, all of the chances right up until that very last moment for Wolves. who are clearly looking for the counterattack. And we will see how this one plays out in the second half, or if there are any changes made by the managers to try to open this one up. It's again 0-0 at half between Wolves and Leeds, and we will join you after the commercial messages. All right, so that does it for the first half, and yeah, what is up with Wolves? Oh, we talking about Dele? You guys see all the pictures of him, James Madison, and what's his face, Jack Grealish at that like party right after the season ended. I mean, yeah, I'll try it all. I'd also like to try to help make any if you want to do something on Friday. But yeah, dude, what is up with Wolves? Why are they playing like this? It's so weird. They're like legitimately just like, all right, we give up. Time to counterattack. Like, it's strange, man. Like, Leeds are a good team, and I think they'll finish near top half or top half, but like, I don't understand why they're doing, like, they should think they're better than Leeds. I don't understand why they're playing this way. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know what to think about it, but they're clearly second best in this game. I mean, I think they're fortunate not to be behind, although Podence should have probably scored that. But yikers. It's not making the game very fun. We'll see what happens in the second half, but I imagine it's just going to be more of the same. We'll see. Keep your eyes on a couple substitutions potentially for Leeds. They try to shift things up as the game goes on. I think they have the right lineup to try to break this down, though. I think playing Rodrigo in the attacking mid position is probably the right choice if you want to break down a packed defense. So I don't know really what they could do. I think the lineup selection is correct here from Bielsa. I think that the pick of Rodrigo has worked out decently so far, and I think he's the right choice, but it's just going to be tough. They're going to have to be clinical. I hope they do, because I really want this game to open up, because I don't know what Wolves are doing. I don't know why they're doing this. Anyway, I'm going to go get some food. I have not eaten lunch yet, and I will return in just a couple of minutes. Thanks again for tuning in. Clean my room of what? You literally can't see anything wrong. You literally only see the door. Yeah, I have hats. What? Yes, I have hats. What? They're hanging on a hat rack. All right. This is a weird angle we have going on here. I'm actually ordering another hat soon. I have this thing with my roommate where every time I go to the store, I wear a hat. But I always force my roommate to choose what hat I'm wearing. So I'll be like, yo, Connor, what hat am I wearing today? Every time I go to the store. And so then I'll wear that hat. But I've been getting a little bored with my options. So I'm pretty sure I'm buying another hat. I'm just like deciding what hat I'm going to buy. What is weird about my hats? I have pretty normal hats. I mean, I live in Chicago, I have a Cubs hat. I lived in Cleveland, I have a Cleveland Indians hat. I have an Ash Ketchum hat because I love Pokemon, and I have a random Nintendo hat that a friend gave to me back in college. Like, I don't know what's weird about them. The only weird one is the one that you can't even see in the camera is this like little wire hat I got from a bar in not Sevilla, not why did I always blank on this? I got it in Spain at a bar when I was there with my like study abroad group. So I keep that one because it has good memories. Why do I always forget the city? It wasn't Malaga. Where were we? We were Sevilla, we were in Cordoba, and we were in... I'm blanking on this. I need to look it up because I love this place. Granada. Yeah, got it in Granada. All right, so it looks like second half's about to get started here. So I will hop back onto this. Again, I think it's a little weird the way that Wolves are playing. It's very unusual. They usually like to have some sort of possession or tempo. Sorry, here, finishing up a little work thing I need to do. Yeah, a little strange the way they're playing, and in particular, it's a little strange that they're going all in on a counterattacking style when they're not playing Adama Traore, who is their their best player, their fastest player, and their best counterattacking player. So, a little strange. We'll see how it goes. Game is starting here, so I'm going to get back into broadcasting mode. I'll join you at full time. So, Leeds will get this one started again. This one moved up the right-hand sideline by Elder Costa, just barely. Oh, nope, not kept in there by Rodrigo. Oh, that's not the right thing. There we go. So we'll be throw here for Wolves. We talked about it in the first half, but Wolves definitely opting into a counterattacking style here today against Leeds. They've been happy to allow Leeds to have the vast bulk of possession. They were sitting at 68 at one point in the middle of the second half. I think that number is probably stuck somewhere around there in the high 60s. And just a little bit strange to see that style adopted when their best player and certainly best counterattacking player, Adama Traore, is on the bench against this Leeds side. Wolves sitting very high up the table, have had a great start to the Premier League season as well, and typically do like to play with some form of tempo. Typically like to have some version of possession as well. Moutinho, usually a huge part of that possession, able to move it out successfully from the back, has a huge passing range similar to Matu's Click. So clipped over the top by Podence for the onrushing Moutinho, who is defended by Click here. And Click will do his job well. Moutinho will be forced out of bounds, and it will be a throw over to the side of Leeds. Luke Ayling here. Going to take the throw, actually wearing the captain's armband with Liam Cooper going down just before the game here. That is why Strauch is in at center back. This one cleared away here by Willy Bolly. Leeds defense has cleaned this one up nicely and passed it right back to Meslier. They'll restart it once again. Dallas looking inside for Phillips. He'll go back to Strauch. Koch moving this one forward. Decent entry pass there. A little bit tough for Rodrigo, but he does well to find Phillips. Dallas out to Harrison. Has Rodrigo on the touchline. Leaves Dallas a little bit short there, but Dallas handles it well. Gets it back to Strauch. Phillips there, clipped late by Den Donker. Will struggle to his feet here. Pretty simple foul here, just coming in late. Yep, definitely a clip there. There's Harrison now fouled in a more attacking position. Leeds will have a decent set piece here that they'll be able to swing in. Will be Calvin Phillips here. Swung in by Phillips, deep towards the back post, but a little too deep there, and Patricio very easily able to collect that one. So Patricio will restart this one, rolling it out to Willy Bolly. Bolly's clearance, unfortunately, will go straight out of bounds, and Leeds will be able to regain possession. Dallas shifts this one out to Ayling. Now Elder Costa. Again, back to Ayling. Ayling, first time cross here, but again, doesn't wrap his foot around this one and sails far too close to Patricio. He's able to collect that one very easily. We'll boot this one down the field to the right here, but can hear the scream of frustration across the field there from Portuguese number 1 as his kick is wayward and will go out for a Leeds throw-in. Can see Adama Traore getting warm here on the sidelines. After a pretty successful run of things for the Spanish national team there during the international break. He and Ansu Fati, particularly notable in their performances. Wolves knocking this one up the field, but only gets as far as Koch, who will pick this one off. He moves it out to Elder Costa. Costa clips it in towards Click, but it won't get there. Then Donker has it now. Moutinho will move it out towards Jimenez. Jimenez, nice layoff for Podence here. Has Neto to his right. Here's Saiss on the left. Saiss has to slow down for that pass. He'll cross it first time. Blocked well by Koch. Comes back to Jimenez. Jimenez looking for an angle to shoot. He backheels it towards Saiss, but is poked off him by Costa. And he'll be able to get that one out for a... That actually won't go out of play there. It's going to be collected by Moutinho. Wolves will be able to come again. Here's Neto dropping deep. Semedo. Marked by Harrison here. Harrison initially does well, but then loses out on the second effort there. Will foul Semedo. Will be a free kick over to the side of the Wolves. So Wolves starting this half pretty well there. Decent counterattack. Romain Saiss puts a solid ball in. It's well defended in the end by Leeds, but a bit more tempo for them, and this is kind of what they'd be looking for with their setup. So this one will be swung in from the right here by Moutinho. Here is the free kick. Going to come in towards the center there. Headed away by Straub. That one completed by an acrobatic effort from, I believe it might have been Dallas, but it's won back by Wolves. Cody picks out Podence on the right-hand side very well. Up against Dallas, driving into the box. Cuts back onto his left, cuts back onto his right. Gets the cross away. Waiting there is Bamford. His Koch. His header's not very good. And it's a goal from Romain Saiss. He absolutely blasted in from the left-hand side into the bottom right corner. And Wolves, out of nothing, lead this match 1-0 in 52 minutes. You can see here this ball coming in from Cody. Oh boy, Podence may be offsides here. Oh, I think this one may be coming back. Yeah, the clearance from Koch not good enough. It definitely was a short one, landed at the feet of Romain Saiss. And I got bad news for you guys. I'm pretty sure this one's offsides. This is no Liverpool situation. He's got a full leg across the line here. And see, this is a poor clearance from Koch, and this is an absolute blast from Romain Saiss. Again, we mentioned him playing in a bit of an unusual position at left wing back, but making it work there with an incredible strike. But unfortunately for him, I do believe this one is going to come back. And yes, it will. Called for offsides here is Daniel Podence. And again, I think that one was pretty clear. So after getting a goal out of seemingly nothing, and with the game plan paying off beautifully there for Wolves, is now stripped away from them. Yeah, I guess you can't be surprised anymore. You can't be surprised anymore, Wrexham, can you? Especially after that Liverpool one, you really can't be surprised about anything, considering looked for all the world that Sadio Mane was not offsides in that one. But yes, this one fairly clear on the replay that Podence was about a yard offsides there. So at the very least, I think in this case, working for the good. Good tackle here by Stuart Dallas will knock it out for Wolves here. But One positive note for Wolves, despite losing out on that goal, is you can feel the match shifting a little bit back into their favor here. They're starting to get some attacks into dangerous positions. As Semedo called for a foul throw here. You don't see those too often, but yeah, I believe he lifts his back leg here. A very goofy throwing motion there from Semedo, and that will be a turnover. But Wolves starting to look like they have a little bit more in this game. And despite still not having possession, their counterattacking is looking a little stronger. They're starting to start counterattacks in positions higher up the field and look to be gaining a little bit of momentum here. Thoughts on this particular VAR usage? Probably pretty good. I mean, we can have this discussion kind of after the game, but I'll say for the short version, I think this is kind of what like VAR should be used for. I guess that's true. But like that is the kind of situation for me where I want VAR to exist. He's decently offsides in the replay. Like it's clear. If I was sitting at a bar, I would look at that replay and say, I think he's offsides, right? Oh, great strike from Podence here is poked away by Meslier. So you can definitely feel the momentum shifting now as Wolves starting to take this game by the scruff of the neck. Good combination here between Dendoncker and Podence. Shifted onto his left foot. Gets a good strike. It's definitely on target here. And it's a very nice outstretched save here from Meslier with his right hand. But yes, I think that's a good usage of VAR. That's what it should be for, right? They missed it. The side referee didn't call it. Maybe he would have if they didn't have VAR, but he didn't call it. They checked it. It was quick. They brought it back. We're done. I think that's what it's there for. But it never gets used that way. Instead, it gets used to tell Sadio Mane he's offsides because of his hair or some reason. So we can have a larger discussion about that maybe like after a game sometime if people in the chat are interested or want to talk about it. Here is the ensuing corner kick. It's flicked on at the near post by Raul Jimenez, but comes off of Ayling. It's actually going to come off Jimenez last, and now will be a goal kick for Leeds here. So once again, despite that brilliant shot from Roman Saiz, unfortunately, Podence offsides in the build-up, so it remains 0-0 here, but very different match to what we saw in the first half. Leeds completely in control in half number one. Wolves very happy to sit back and let them have possession, and they did pretty well with it as Harrison crossing in here deep from the right-hand side. So knotted down by Elder Costa, but can't quite get the power on it. Rui Patricio can just collect that one easily. He rolls out to Saiz, who moves this one up along the left-hand touchline. And now we can feel a little bit of energy. The game's starting to get stretched here. Neto pushing it past Calvin Phillips. He's going to get his cross in. It's blocked at the back post by Strauch. And it looks like Matus Click is there to collect it. Ayling now. Sorry, inside to Click. That was actually Stuart Dallas there to finish the clearance. Now Jack Harrison. But yes, we can very clearly see a shift in momentum in this match. Wolves looking much more into it, pressing a little bit higher defensively, feeling more confident of the ball. Here's a cross from Jack Harrison. This one cleared basically straight up by Kilman, but Rui Patricio is alert there, comes out and grabs that one. A couple of shouts for handball, but they're fairly weak and doesn't look like anyone still complaining about it. It's a pretty good cross from Jack Harrison here. Kilman comes off his knee and then stomach and goes straight up, but Patricio alert to it, comes out and grabs it before any real danger can come to pass. But yes, as mentioned, Wolves really starting to get a foot in this game. Their counters have looked dangerous. They're passing a little bit better when they do have the ball and have added a little bit of extra pressure on top of Leeds. And you can feel it in the tempo and momentum of this match as a whole. A little bit more energy and excitement about it as Jimenez now picking this one up off the turnover. Really doesn't have any support, has to wait there. It comes back to Podence. You can see Neto out here on the right. We'll look back to Jimenez. He's going to cut back. He beats Strauch here, trying to get the space to shoot. Can't quite get it as a number of Leeds players coming back to disrupt his space. They will do just enough, but very close there to having the beating of Strauch and getting a shot away. Kilman now finding Moutinho. Wolves coming again. Neto. Moutinho. Semedo tries to flick that one past Harrison, but can't get it around him. So just about to tick over the hour mark here. Still tied at 0-0 again. That Goal from Roman Saiz. Excellent strike from the left-hand side of the 18. Called out for the offsides on Podence. Continue to await our opening goal. In the first half, it looked for all the world that it would come from Leeds, but more and more so in the second half, it's looking like it might come from Wolves. They had that one ruled out. Another excellent chance for Podence just a couple minutes ago. They're starting to take a little bit of control over this match. 60 minutes on the clock. We've seen Adama Traore and a couple of other Wolves players warming up on the sidelines. We'll see if or when they are introduced. Traore left on the bench to start this one. He was, of course, very involved in the Spanish national team during the international break, starting in all of their matches, and him and Ansu Fati making some pretty strong impressions for the side. It's a long pass over the top by Calvin Phillips. Doesn't quite get to Elder Costa. Rui Patricio going to knock this one away. It's headed back to him by his defenders. Phillips collects well on his chest there. We'll pass it out to Ayling. He's going to clip this one over the top, but not on the same page with Click. It'll be won back by Wolves over the top of Rodrigo, whose influence on this match has severely waned in this second half, and actually now a Wolves player down on the ground, and a yellow card has been shown. I'm not exactly sure what happened. It's Moutinho here holding his right leg. It's Calvin Phillips, the one who's received the yellow. Let's take a look here. Moutinho looking for a pass. He gets it out, and oh yeah, Phillips just steps right on the top of his foot as Moutinho plays this one away. And Phillips knew it right away, and the referee giving him the yellow he deserved for that challenge. Moutinho still in some pain, clutching the top of his boot and ankle area there. Physios are out with a little bit of the magic spray. I remember somebody asked me this a couple of weeks or like a month ago. I was like, what is the magic spray? And I still do not have the answer. Is a good question, the Beast. I think if I'm going to put myself in their shoes, I think if you're Nuno, you're very happy right now because your first half was bad. Now you're still level. You're a little upset that goal got called back, but the game's starting to go your way. You're starting to get momentum back. The players are struggling, and Adama Traore getting ready to come on, getting the normal oiling routine. If you haven't heard, Adama often oils up his arms before coming onto the pitch. And when asked in an interview about why, he said he gets grabbed and dragged back by defenders so often he wanted to make it a little harder on them. Meslier coming out to collect this through ball here. And I think if you're Bielsa, you're looking for some changes. The Beast, I am also a Manchester United fan, so we can commiserate in some of the struggles of our squad. But if you are Bielsa right now, I think you're looking to make some changes. I think you had a ton of possession in the first half. Rodrigo looked good, but since you've lost a little bit of control of this match, I think Rodrigo's influence has severely waned on this match. I think you'd be looking to potentially change him and Elder Costa on this right-hand side, get a little bit more pace on the field, maybe a little bit more power. The creativity kind of running out here, I would say. If Rodrigo's not getting on the ball with time and space, it's going to be a little hard for him to influence the match. So I think if you're Bielsa, you're looking to kind of change the way this match is going. I think if you're Nuno, you make this Adama change and you kind of keep the same thing. You want to keep counterattacking, keep trying to have tempo, and just now you have Adama counterattacking instead of Neto, probably. Those are just my thoughts. Struijk going up to win this one, but Dendoncker will flick it over him. Now Koch going to move this one over to Ayling. Looks inside to Rodrigo, who stripped the possession, but Ayling is there to collect it. But Podence takes it off of his foot and cannot get away from the challenge there. Goes to ground, but not going to get any sympathy from the referee. Will be a Leeds throw in here as we tick 64 minutes. Now here is Dallas. This one swung over the top. Jack Harrison tries to wrap his foot around that one, but is unable to do so. It will sail behind for a goal kick, and Traore now ready to come on. You can see the oil on the arms there. And it will actually be Podence sacrificed here for Adama. I'm a little surprised they've elected for Podence, maybe getting a little tired, but has certainly been the more influential of the two wide players between him and Neto, I would argue. So, bit of an interesting substitution here. I think Podence can maybe feel a little hard done unless, again, he is running out of some steam here. But Adama is on. Here's Jimenez coming back. Gets this one all the way back to Cody. Cody steadies himself. Looks over to Kilman. Neto now over on the left where Podence was playing. They're going to keep Adama out here on the right. Now Willie Bolly back to Cody. Going long here for Raul Jimenez, but it's won by Leeds. Poor touch by Strauch, but it actually fools Dendoncker there. And now Moutinho hauling Click to the ground. Will be called for the initial foul and we'll get a yellow card. Moutinho frustrated because Click sort of retaliated there, but certainly a foul initially here on Moutinho. As we look at the replay, Click holding him off. You can see both hands on the shirt there of Click, and it's certainly a foul on Moutinho. I'm not exactly sure what he's complaining about, but we'll pick up a yellow card. And still somehow in this match, we are awaiting the first goal. Both teams have opened up a little bit in the second half. Leeds had some good chances in the first half. One chance at the very end of the first half for Podence. Another one here at the beginning of, in the middle of the second half. So we have seen some decent chances. I'm very surprised we are still level, but you can sort of feel the energy in the match moving towards a break in the deadlock. Here's Koch. Strauch moving this one out to Dallas. Strauch once again. Wow, that was... Calvin Phillips shifting this one out to the left, but over hits it for Jack Harrison there. Will say a lot for a throw-in. Interested to see what Leeds will be looking for here. We have not seen any players warming up, but I would imagine they'll be looking for a change here. I don't think Bielsa can be super happy with the way that this match has developed. Again, much more in control in that first half. Ooh, and a clip there from Strauch as he tries to... Sorry, that's not Strauch, but Jimenez gets clipped there by, looks like Koch. As he tries to flick that one forward, will be a free kick to the side of Wolves. Willie Bolly standing over this one. Referee asking him to move it back a couple of yards here, and now we'll just restart it short to Semedo. Looks long up the right-hand line for the newly introduced Traore. He loses out in the aerial duel to Stuart Dallas. Koch looks inside to Phillips. This one gets shifted to Ayling. He's driving forward. Looks for Costa. That pass intercepted and kept in play by Saiz. Now Neto turns around, gets rid of Costa. Does have a couple of Leeds players here defending him. Doesn't really have any options. We'll have to look back. Good interior pass for Moutinho. Now it's Dendoncker across for Bolly. Has Bamford chasing him. Going to clip this one out to the right-hand side, but can't get it over Dallas for Traore. Dallas bringing this one away. Out to Jack Harrison. Clips this one in behind. It's well read by Cody. Rodrigo trying to run him down. Can't get there in time. His clearance will go to Strauch. Some complaints there from the Wolves teams. Cody might have been fouled, but play will continue. I think you certainly are right, and I think if there's one candidate at the Beast that's probably more tired, it's probably Leeds. They have had to do a lot of running in the second half, and they had a lot of control running up and down in the first half. A lot of sitting in from Wolves in the first half. So while they had to shift back and forth, I don't know how much they expended themselves. But their front three definitely did. Podence, I think, may have been subbed off due to exhaustion. Here's a slip from Strauch, though. Jimenez now on top of the ball. Looking to take on the defender. Will beat him. Will go past the second here. Looking for a shooting angle. Cuts it back on his right. Will shoot it. It's deflected and it's in! Jimenez has scored in the 69th minute on a huge deflection off of a Leeds defender. And an enormous solo goal here for the Wolves striker gives them a 1-0 lead here just as we get to the 70th minute. Slip here from Strauch. Ends up at the feet of Jimenez. He has Traore supporting him. Dribbles by Strauch. Keeps going a little bit past Dallas. Dallas overcommits. Allows him back on his right foot. And as he clips the shot in, you can see there's not enough power on the shot, but it's a natural reaction. Calvin Phillips throws his head at it, trying to get a block in, and it just skims off the top of his head, and the deflection beats Meslier as he's shifting over to the left-hand side. You can see Meslier has his head in his hands. As soon as it happens, he knows he can't get back over to it, and despite all their good play in the first half, they have lost a little bit of momentum in the second half, and that is how they will concede here. A first goal of the game over to Raul Jimenez, courtesy of that huge deflection off of Calvin Phillips. May even go down as an own goal, although I do think the shot from Jimenez was on target, so probably will be credited to him. Substitution also coming in here for Leeds United. Elder Costa will come off, and it will be replaced by Poveda. Strauch also struggling a little bit, and this could be a real problem for Leeds. Again, they lost Liam Cooper in the build-up to the match, and Strauch came on to replace him. So already without one center-back, Strauch now may be in a little bit of trouble and may have to go even deeper down their depth chart. So yes, indeed, Beast, the Leeds are going to have to chase the match now, and couple of aggressive changes made here, I believe, or one at least, in the form of Poveda for Elder Costa by Bielsa here. We'll see if they can find the momentum back in the second half to turn this one around. Again, their influence on the match has been waning since the halftime whistle, which they were in full control. And ever since then, it has ticked more and more into Wolves' favor. And now they find themselves with a 1-goal lead. It's a great pass into the feet of Rodrigo from Koch, but his attempted through ball for Poveda is picked off by Den Donker. Now Poveda dragging down Roman Saiz. There will be a foul on the newly introduced right midfielder. You can see another change being readied here. Pablo Hernandez getting ready on the sideline for Leeds. My bet is he'll be coming on for Rodrigo. We'll see if I'm correct. Long pass out here for Jimenez. Will not connect with the striker. Leeds will collect this one and start to bring it out. Here's Strauch. Able to continue here. Stuart Dallas, defended by Traore. Attempted 1-2 is intercepted by Traore, who now has Harrison on his back. Will burst right by Harrison. Has Jimenez supporting him. Will look out wide to Neto here. Neto takes a touch, trying to beat Ayling. Will take the shot. Ayling going to block that one. It will go behind for a corner kick. Pablo Hernandez getting his last instructions from Bielsa here as he's getting ready to go on. And a corner one here by Neto. So Wolves able to kill some time off the clock here as we're just about to get to the 74th minute here. So 15 remaining for Leeds to try to get something back out of this match. Again, they have had an excellent start to the season. Just losing narrowly to Liverpool, defeating Fulham, tying or drawing with Manchester City. So very solid start to the season there for them. This would be a tough defeat again after how well their first half performance went. Here, you can see the same line being set up here by Wolves. Saiz, Bali, Jimenez, Dendonker all in there. Here's Neto with the corner kick, looking deep. Dendonker tries to collect it. It just escapes him, and he will hack down Rodrigo here at the top of the box. Free kick over to Leeds. They'll be able to clear their lines. And it will not be Rodrigo coming off. Instead, our 21 should be... It will be Strauch actually here. So Strauch may be still struggling with whatever that injury was. So he'll be substituted for Hernandez and certainly will signal a formation change here for the side of Leeds. We'll let you know what that is. It looks like Calvin Phillips probably going to slot into that other center back position. Matus Klick asked to drop into the holding midfield position. So no change of formation, just going to shift a couple of players back and allow Pablo Hernandez to sort of play alongside Rodrigo there in the forward portions of the midfield. You can see Klick now in his new position on the ball here. Oh, great ball up towards Poveda here. You can see Rodrigo chasing into the box. Here's the cross, easily read by Cody. That one cleared away as far as Adama. Doesn't quite collect it, and Klick is there to take it away. Dallas now top of the box is Bamford. Trying to draw a foul there, but not getting any sympathy from the referee. The clearance is won back by Klick once again. Hernandez with his first involvement. Turns, looks out wide for Ayling. Klick clipping this one forward. Ayling a little bit late on the run. Sai's going to look back for Patricio, who will clear it away. One well by Hernandez. Down to Klick. It's going to come out here to Dallas. And I can confirm, Young Bullis, they awarded the goal to Jimenez. So Uguchi. Here's Klick looking out wide. Good interplay here. Rodrigo on the left-hand touchline. Cuts it back to his left foot. Cross to Jack Harrison to the back post, but nobody getting on top of that one. And it will beat both Poveda and Ayling to the far sideline. Rodrigo, clever pass here for Harrison. He's open for the cross, but just gets a little bit too much on it. Nobody able to get in the angled run that they needed there. Now Wolves with possession once again, thrown in here to Neto. Sorry, that is Jimenez. And Neto able to win this one back off the feet of Ayling. Looking long over the top. Raul Jimenez. It's a long way to run. Melee will get there before him. Koch now. Moving this one out to Dallas. Has Traore next to him. Will play it around him. Run will continue. Traore now tracking down Rodrigo. Here's Jack Harrison back to Dallas. Klick. Pablo Hernandez. Poveda. Cutting inside here. Trying to find an option. Back out to Hernandez. Shifts inside of his marker here. Has a little bit of room to work. Finds the top of the box here is Harrison, but can't quite connect with Bamford. Now coming away here is Traore. Looking for the options. Taking on Stuart Dallas. Drawing a foul right away here. Yeah, you can see the power there of Traore pushing it right past Dallas, and Dallas leaves foot in for the challenge, clips the right foot of Traore. Easy free kick call for the referee, and Moutinho will stand over it. Clip this one forward towards Jimenez, headed wide, but Dallas ready for that pass will intercept. Now Calvin Phillips again being fielded as a central defender here due to that injury to Strauch. Will lob this one up the field. One over hit for Bamford, trying to chase it down. He will get there before Semedo and will heel it off of Semedo. So a corner here to Leeds. Good work there by Bamford to keep that one alive. 78 minutes now on the clock, just about to tick over to 79. So 11 minutes remaining for Leeds to try to get something out of this one. Pablo Hernandez standing over the corner. They've had a couple of training ground routines so far. Not going to be any this time. He just goes deep in towards the box. The initial header won by Dendoncker, cleared the rest of the way by Pedro Neto, who now has it once again, trying to push this one around Stuart Dallas. He is around him, being dragged back by the defender. Will finally be forced to cut back. And finally will actually lose out toward Poveda, who retreated as well. Now this one shifted out to Pablo Hernandez, streaking forward. Has Jack Harrison on his left. Harrison. Back inside. Click. Ayling. Clipped inside to the box. Headed there by Pablo Hernandez. It's with Harrison. Back to Hernandez. He shoots. It's deflected. And just goes over the crossbar. Decent opportunity here once again for Leeds. Good interplay and a good pass here from Harrison. Sets up Hernandez. Good block by Willie Bolly. The deflection just taking it over the crossbar there. Another corner won here by Leeds. 7th corner of the match for them. This one clipped in short. Will not beat the front man. Jimenez alert to it. Will come out to Click. He will clip it back in deep here. Initial header's good. Cleared the rest of the way by Dendoncker, but he does not connect. Oh, he does connect with Neto. Good use of the body there to shield off the defender. Neto with no support here. Just going to have to try to drive it by Ayling, but Ayling really ready for that one. And he will step right in front and win that one back. 10 minutes left, plus stoppage time. We should have a decent amount, I think. A couple of substitutions. Strauch went down for a minute or so can expect 2 to 3 minutes of stoppage time at the moment. Jimenez coming over to try to win this one off of Calvin Phillips. He will clip Phillips there. And certainly going to get called for the free kick. Very frustrated there with the call, but I can't argue too much with that one. You can clearly see the clip onto Phillips' foot. And now Ruben Neves being prepared here. Interesting to see him with a full head of hair. Went most of last season with a pretty close shaved head, and now sporting that full head kind of caught me by surprise there on the sideline. As another change going to be made here for Leeds. Jack Harrison is withdrawn with Rafinha. One of the summer signings made by Leeds United here. Will make his debut coming out of Brazil. Coutinho will be the one drawn. Oh, am I really that far behind? He may have been talking about the deflection that went over the crossbar. Moving forward here. Over to Dallas, but Semedo reading this one. Well, he said it was close, so I don't think they're scoring. Click. Moving this one over to Pablo Hernandez. This pass gets away from him a little bit, but it's Ayling. Long pass over to the left-hand side. Semedo trying to get there once again. Cannot connect with it. Newly introduced Rafinha crosses in. Here's a chance. Shot going up in the air. Poveda can't quite connect with it, and neither can Rodrigo. That one bouncing so close around the goal line there, but unable to convert it. Playing with fire here a little bit are Wolves. Rodrigo once again trying to get away from the challenge of Cody. Can't get away from the second challenge by Kilman. Kilman out here to Neto. Neto trying to draw a foul. Will not do so. Throw in over to Leeds. Now Click. Inside. Good turn. It's with Bamford. He tries to drive inside, but that touch gets away from him. It will be collected by Patricio as we look back at this replay. Semedo, a little guilty for initially missing this one. Rafinha gets his cross away. It's in a dangerous spot, and the initial clearance from Dendoncker goes straight to Poveda. Deflected shot just goes barely over Rodrigo's head. Nobody able to touch that one home, as Semedo then able to finish the clearance. Click. Bit of a miscontrol on that one, but it ends up with Phillips. Here's Click once again. Another long ball out to the left here, and Semedo just ends up on the ground, and looks like Bamford has been adjudged to have fouled the Portuguese right back. So will be a free kick over to the side of Wolves. Looking out here to Dallas, you can see that little nick coming in there onto Semedo. Bamford attempting to be clever, but not quite coming away from it cleanly. Bielsa still in the crouched position, shouting instructions at his team, who now just have about 5.5 minutes remaining in regulation to level this match. Donker trying to win this one. Can't get there first, and it's back into Leeds' possession. This one clipped around Jimenez. Will go out to Ayling, but overplayed, and that one going to sail out of play. Throw in over to Wolves. Clock is ticking here for the side of Leeds. Would be just their second defeat of the season. Second defeat by only a 1-goal margin. Of course, losing 4-3 to Liverpool in the opening match of the season. Here's Neto now running back into the corner. He's done very well in the past few minutes, trying to draw fouls, trying to keep possession, trying to kill time in this corner now. That one going to come off of him, though. Will be a goal kick to Leeds. And here is Marçal getting prepared here, so good to see him. Going to be given a couple of minutes. Has been out with a bit of a knock since the first match of the season. Again, summer signing for Wolves from Lyon. Will be taking up an extra defensive position here. As here's a ball through, but Cody aware, getting there before Bamford will clear it away, and it comes off of Bamford for Wolves' throw. Good effort here from Rodrigo. The turn is excellent to get around Ruben Neves there, but Cody ready for the through ball. Semedo now. Looking forward, the header one by Koch. Goes straight up into the air. Neves going to be the first one challenging. Flicks it back. Actually connects with the teammate there as Neto. That one poked off him though. Here's Hernandez. Ball bouncing around. Finally settled by Dendonker. Now a long diagonal out to the right. Here's Adama Traore running onto it. Great first touch. Has Stuart Dallas. Another defender coming to support. Tries to push it around Dallas. Dallas does an excellent job. Takes that one away from Traore. And they will be able to move it back once again. Here's Klich. Comes out wide here. Hernandez. Boveda. Hernandez. Back heel. Not quite going to connect with Boveda, but Ruben Neves will just hack that one out of play. Throw in comes in. It's to Klich. Now out to Ayling. Hernandez. Clipped in behind for Rodrigo. He will get there before Cody. Just outside the 18-yard box. Going to look back for Ayling. Ayling not able to cross as he's met by Saiss. Saiss now being asked to defend two players. It's eventually going to be too much. Dendonker trying to help. Cross comes in, but it's too close to Patricio, and he will catch and hold. 88 minutes now. 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Just a couple minutes of stoppage time probably to come as well. So really up against things now is Leeds United. Or I suppose our Leeds United for proper grammar. My apologies. Great control here from Raul Jimenez on that punt. Will bring it down and win his team a throw-in. Now the change readied for the side of Wolves. Marçal will be introduced here for Pedro Neto, who has really worked his socks off in this second half. Asked to do a lot of solo running up that left-hand touchline, hold off several defenders, and has done it fairly well here today. So Neto can be happy about the shift put in, and Marçal will be added here for some defensive, so extra defensive stability, I suppose. This one thrown into Raul Jimenez, who's taken down pretty aggressively there. Doesn't look like he's going to get a foul drawn, which is a little surprising to me. Sorry, I got a message from work. I just want to make sure it's not something I need to respond to right away. We can let it go. Yeah, that's a bit of a rough challenge there on Jimenez. And a big scrum here. Adama seems to be involved in it. He's being pulled away here by Cody. See the challenge coming through here from Cox, kind of standing over. Oh, wow. Yeah, actually, so there is it's a bad foul onto Jimenez, but he does kick out with his leg there, which is something you just cannot do. It is very closely aimed near the private parts of the opponent. And yeah, as I'm actually, as actually on the broadcast has just mentioned, it's something very similar to what Son Heung-min did last year and was sent off as well. So I think Jimenez may be a little fortunate to still be on the pitch here. And 6 minutes of stoppage time now been allotted here. So actually a decent chunk of change for Leeds to try to get something back in this match. Here they come once again. Long pass over to Stuart Dallas, defended by Adama Traore here. Click. Gets this one around Den Donker. Calvin Phillips. Gonna look back over to the left-hand side here. Can't get it over Traore, who intercepts with the head. Now it's out to Traore. He is trailed by two defenders. Going to cut it back well. Needs to find a teammate. Really no support for him. Dribbles around one. Finds his teammate. Great passing here. Excellent work by Adama Traore on the near touchline to connect with Den Donker. This one pushed inside and actually clipped pretty long by Ruben Neves there, but that one goes out of play for a throw-in. Calvin Phillips over to Koch. Stuart Dallas, first time pass into the path of Hernandez. It connects and taken down here in midfield is Click, but no foul awarded. Here comes Neves, couple players on either side, driving forward, looking to shoot from outside the box. It comes back to him on his left now, another block. Leeds defenders throwing their bodies on the line. They're getting a couple of critical blocks on two successive Ruben Neves shots. You can see Neves has all this space to work with. He sees his options on the right and the left, but both defenders kind of stay wide to try to block those passing angles. So eventually Neves elects to shoot. The initial one blocked by Calvin Phillips. The follow-up falls to his left foot, and that one blocked by Luke Ayling. So excellent defending there from the Leeds side to keep themselves in this match with just about 3.5 minutes to play in stoppage time. Here's Rafinha now. Flicks this one inside, connects with Rodrigo. Rodrigo trying to flick it back to him. Will do so successfully. He's around Semedo, but the cross is poor and goes into the side netting. Goal kick over to Wolves. Just 3 minutes remaining in this one. That's unfortunate for Leeds. A wasted opportunity there. It was a good ball in behind from Rodrigo, but Rafinha just not able to wrap his foot around that one. Here's the goal kick from Patricio. Ooh, collected on the chest by Den Donker, but Click is alert, takes it off his feet. Now Willy Bali up into Jimenez, but he can't control that one, so Calvin Phillips comes away with it. Poveda cutting inside, going to look back outside to Ayling now, has Saiz to defend him. We'll pick out Poveda. Poveda thrown to the ground here by Marçal. Will win his side a free kick. Free kick taken short here. Now in behind for Rafinha, trying to get a cross away, but good block there from Raul Jimenez. Will stop the attack. He gets around the defender as well, but that one was going to roll out for a throw-in. Now here's Ayling looking in behind. That one cleared away by the Wolves defense. Out for another throw-in. Just 1.5 minutes remaining here now in stoppage time. Leeds have run out of time, out of options. All 3 substitutes have been used. They need to make it happen. And they have a corner kick coming off of Ruben Neves here, right at the death of this match. So here is the chance for Leeds. Probably the last one they will see in this match. Here comes the corner kick. Hit super deep for Matus Klich, who's forced to collect on the back post. He's going to cross it early, but it does not get over Ruben Neves. His header gets outside of the box. The clearance half completed by Den Donker comes out to Calvin Phillips. Looks inside to Hernandez. Hernandez onto this one. Turns, facing the goal now. Into Poveda. Poveda, left-footed cross, blocked by Semedo. Cleared away by Den Donker. 30 seconds remaining in regulation here. Wolves may just have about done it. 30 more seconds of concentration, and they will come away with this victory, courtesy of that goal from Raul Jimenez off the deflection from Calvin Phillips. Stuart Dallas clipping this one into the box. Headed away by Saiz, only as far as Rafinha. Clipping this one with his left foot, back into the box, headed away by Cody. Headed back to Neves and cleared away. And that will do it. A full-time whistle sounds, and Wolves have done it. They sneak away with a 1-0 victory here today, courtesy of a goal from Raul Jimenez. And after a dead first half from Wolves, they really turned it on in the second half, started to get some momentum in the early portion of the half. Couple chances falling to the feet of Daniel Podence. Good saves by Melia, keeping Leeds in the game, but eventually a little bit too much pressure mounting, and Raul Jimenez, through a stroke of luck off the deflection from Calvin Phillips' head, able to put one past Melia, and that is all it takes here for Wolves today. They win this one by a score of 1-0. Thanks again for tuning into the broadcast. I hope you've enjoyed the commentary, enjoyed what you've heard here. Yes, the Beast, I will be streaming tomorrow. So we have Champions League and Europa League starting this week. So I will be here tomorrow. Probably be doing Paris Saint-Germain, Man United. It's on my schedule on Twitch if you want to check for sure. And then on Wednesday, I believe I have Bayern Atletico Madrid. I'll be doing the Spurs last game on Thursday for the Europa League per Spursy's request up there. And then we have more Premier League next weekend. We have a full 4-day slate of Premier League games next weekend. We have games on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The Beast, thank you for following. Welcome to the booth. Appreciate the support there, and look forward to seeing you on future streams. So real quickly, I'm going to pop through some player ratings here. Meslier with the 6. I think that's pretty solid. Luke Ayling, 6'5". That's good. Robin Koch, probably the best of the defenders there for Leeds United. 7 for him is fine. Strauch comes out with an injury. I think a 6 is fine for him. Dallas, probably a 6'5". Calvin Phillips, a 6. Eller Costa, probably a 6. Tusklick, I think, deserves 6.5. Rodrigo, probably a 6.5. Jack Harrison, 6.5. Patrick Bamford, a 5.5. I was not involved with that match enough. Patricio, we'll give him a... Okay, 7's fine. Pulls a shot out. Willy Bolly, probably a 7. Connor Cody, I give a 7.5. I think he was a little bit better than that. I think Kilman also was a 7.5. I think the 8-1 rating is a little generous. Semedo, I think a 7. Roman Saiz, I think a 7.5. He was robbed of a goal, had a really nice strike. That was a little unfortunate for him. Den Donker, a 7. João Moutinho, a 7. Pedro Neto, 7.5. I think he did a ton of work up that left side. Podence, a 7. And Jimenez, an 8. Substitutions. Adama didn't have enough time. I would say it's a 6, not a 6.5. Pablo Hernandez, a 6. Poveda, 6. And that's about it. So that'll do it for the player ratings. Again, I think Wolves came back a lot in that second half and did a good job getting 1-0 win. But thanks again for tuning into the stream. I hope you did enjoy it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything for the future for me, please always let me know in the chat, and I will see you hopefully all here tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.